This is the part 2 of the lesson series 자신감 있어 보이게 영어로 대답하는 방법. Okay, let's start. Hi, I'm Josh. I teach at splashenglish.com. I'm going to teach you these English phrases that will help you answer difficult and challenging questions. Imagine you're at a job interview and the hiring manager asks you a difficult question. How do you answer it? Sometimes you get intimidated by these difficult questions. Maybe you'll get nervous. But when you use one of these phrases, it will change your attitude around and you will feel even more confident. And better yet, you will feel smarter when you use these English phrases. So, without any further ado, the English phrases that will make you feel more confident. Okay, phrase number 4. Here's what I think, or here's what I'll do. When you use one of these phrases, it really shows that you're confident about yourself. Let me show you an example. This is at an English job interview.
If you were the CEO of this company, what's the first thing you'll do?
When the hiring manager asks you this question, this is what you might be thinking inside your head. If I were the CEO, I would fire you first. And there's so many things I could do, but I don't think this is the appropriate time to talk about them. But you're smarter than that. So you say, if I were the CEO of this company, here's what I'll do. First, I will re-examine and optimize the sales process. I noticed that this company has been struggling with acquiring new customers, and customers are the bloodline of any business. So, I really want to make sure that we have a reliable system that turns lead into paid customers. That's the first thing I would do. I love using one of these two phrases before I share an opinion because it shows that I'm thinking very clearly and I can articulate them in a concise, clear manner. Phrase number 5, I'm aware that. What if the hiring manager asks you a question and you actually don't have an answer? Instead of saying, sorry, I don't know, you could say, well, I'm aware that. You can describe your observation, you can describe what you know, even though you might not be directly answering the question. You could use this phrase when you actually don't have a great answer, when you find the question to be inappropriate, or when you want to avoid the question. Let me show you an example.
Who do you think is going to win the election?
This is what you might be thinking inside your head. Oh, come on. I don't want to answer that question. It's too political, and I don't even like the candidates. Come on. So you say, I'm aware that both candidates have very strong supporters, and there will be a lot of heated debates, and it'll be interesting to see how other countries respond to this. I know that both of them have a very good chance of becoming the next president. And yeah, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if either one of them gets elected. Recognize the things that are happening around you and share your observation. Sometimes the hiring manager is not actually interested in your opinion, but he or she might be interested in the way you think, in the way you process information. Phrase number 6, I'd be happy to, but someone asks you for a favor or makes a request, you could just say, I'd be happy to, which communicates that you're being friendly, there's a positive vibe, but then you say, but, I'd be happy to, but. So, even though you're being friendly, you will still draw a line. There is a boundary that you will not cross until a formal relationship has been established. Let me show you an example of how we can use this phrase in a job interview.
What was your salary at your previous job?
This is what you might be thinking inside your head. If I told you that my salary was $40,000, you're gonna offer me $41,000. And that doesn't sound good. So you say, sure, I'd be happy to answer that question. But first, could we talk about the specifics of job responsibilities? I'm sure we can talk about the numbers later, but first, I want to make sure that my qualification matches your job requirement and that we are a good fit for each other. So moving forward, could we talk about these things first? If this is your first job interview or if it's early in the job interview process, then you don't want to answer this question right away. Maybe if they really like you and if they really want you, then you talk about your salary. You could also say this. Thanks for asking me that question. And I do understand that it needs to be addressed at some point in our conversation, but I don't feel comfortable sharing that information right now. Could we perhaps talk about the specifics of job responsibilities and see if we are a good fit for each other? And I want to, if possible, I would like to start from there. In today's lesson, we've covered these phrases. Here's what I'll do, or here's what I think. I'm aware that. I'd be happy to. So when you get asked difficult questions, make sure you use one of these phrases. Show that you're confident and you don't feel intimidated by these difficult questions. Thank you so much for watching this lesson. Actually, I have a bonus for you. If you want to learn more different phrases that you could use in a job interview, then go ahead and click this link and you will get access to all my bonus for free. Thank you so much for watching this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next video. If I were the CEO, I would fire you first, and then there are so many other things that I would do, but I don't think you want to hear them.